Redfall really is a bizarre case, dear viewer. When the marketing team is digging so deep that they have to cherry pick quotes from a 4 out of 10 review to put on the box blurb, you know things are going to be bad. And there really wasn't any reason for this, you know? All Microsoft had to do was keep their head down, don't overmarket it, and then the world would forget about it the way they forget about all their other first-party games. Because, I mean, if there's one thing Xbox Game Studios is really good at, it's publishing games that people almost instantly forget about regardless of quality. Like, seriously, when's the last time any of you thought about Grounded? Or As Dusk Falls? Or Tell Me Why? Microsoft has this incredible talent for publishing games with forget juice injected into them, and all they had to do with Redfall was break out the forget juice one more time and just let the world sweep it under the rug in like a month. And it's not like Microsoft was unaware of this game's crappiness. They held the review embargo for as long as humanly possible. And that was after they delayed the thing once or twice. Like, everyone was on board with this game being a piece of crap, but then someone at Microsoft decided it was going to be their next big AAA mega hype release, and they gave it a gigantic marketing push, and boom! Now you've got one of the most embarrassing releases of the year, and it's only May.
Congratulations, you're a failure.
Redfall is out, the reviews are in, and it's a gigantic piece of crap. Whoa, who saw that one coming? But I don't know if it's because it's an Xbox exclusive or because Arcane made it, but the Xbox Defense Force came out swinging for this game. And it's honestly just kinda sad. Cause like when the Sony ponies come out and go super hard defending the latest PlayStation exclusive, or like you can at least see the quality of the craft, you know? Even if you hate The Last of Us, or even if you think Horizon Forbidden West is boring because you have a brain, you can at least appreciate the amount of detail and passion that went into its creation. But Redfall? Was anyone even awake when they made this? Also, you know things are going to be bad when the best review out at the time that I'm recording this video is an 8.5 from Xbox Era. From Xbox Era. But yeah, the Xbox Defense Force came out strong with this one, and I still don't get why this is the game that they decided to hitch their boat to, but I guess that's what happens when Microsoft systematically executes all the existing good IP in their library. But before this game even came out, people were looking for reasons to defend this. And I mean, things were rough right from the get-go, because even OpenCritic was taking swings at it. OpenCritic tweeted out, "Redfall reviews landing at midnight GMT, 5 p.m. PST. You know, a very confident embargo time." And the Xbox Defense Force was coming out swinging like literally immediately, because in response to this tweet, "I love you, OpenCritic, but Bethesda embargoes have always been on release."
Yes, but actually no.
And I don't even have to do any research to prove why this is wrong, because fucking OpenCritic did it for me. Deathloop's embargo was 12 hours before release, Doom Eternal's embargo was 3 days before release, Ghostwire Tokyo was 4 days before its release. The fact that Redfall is releasing its embargo literally at the time of release should have told you something. And before I go any further, if you want to know what's so fucking wrong with this game, other than everything, I'd point you towards the review by G-Man Lives. He gives a very comprehensive breakdown of why this game is so dumb and bad and terrible. Because for the remainder of this video, we're really not going to talk about the game at all. We're just going to talk about how funny it is that people are this desperate to defend it for some reason. You had the usual suspects jumping at the opportunity to defend their favorite plastic box, despite that plastic box being home to what seems to be the worst AAA first-person shooter in years. And no, I'm not talking about Crossfire X.
Bazinga!
Snapblast Play tweeted out, "Reminder, some of the best exclusives I've played on Xbox didn't have great review scores thanks to the media. Remember to tap A, download it on Game Pass, and try it for yourself." Why do you tweet like you're actually part of the Xbox social media team? Like, remember to tap A, or alternatively, fuck you. I also love this graphic you made. Like, you went out of your way to Photoshop these games with the Metacritic scores, but Quantum Break you just got wrong for some reason. Like, you just dramatically got Quantum Break's Metascore wrong, almost like you're doing your best to get people to sympathize with you on this one. But I also want to point out that none of these Metacritic scores are really all that unfair. Like, yeah, Dead Rising 3 is a 78, I can live with that. ReCore is a 63, I can live with that. It was buggy as shit at launch, and I don't remember a single thing about the gameplay. Quantum Break, frankly, I think the 66 is more deserving of Quantum Break than the whatever the fuck it actually is, because again, you went out of your way to Photoshop these Metacritic scores to try and get sympathy and you did it wrong somehow. Like, really, the only thing here that I would disagree with is Rise Son of Rome, but even then, I don't even think 60 is that unfair considering what that game launched into. I think Rise Son of Rome is more like a, I don't know, maybe like a 70, 75, but also that was a launch Xbox One title with a whole bunch of really annoying Kinect integration that didn't even work properly. So yeah, given the context of the launch, 60 is fair. Snap Blast Play was going all out here. Play games, not frames. Yes, because Redfall being 30 FPS on the Xbox Series X is exactly the same as Red Dead 2 being 30 FPS on the Xbox One. Those two games are exactly the same graphical quality. Those two game worlds are exactly the same size. Why are you this eager to defend Microsoft? It's really strange. Another one, all these people saying a 30 FPS first-person shooter is terrible, but the same people played 1,000 hours of Destiny at 30 FPS. Destiny was 30 FPS on the 360. Also, if you really want to get ironic here, Destiny 2 is 60 FPS on both Xbox Series consoles. So I don't know what your point is. I also love the hyperfixation on the 30 FPS here, as if that's the only thing wrong with Redfall. If Redfall was an incredible game playing at 30 FPS, I think a lot of people would be willing to look past the 30 FPS. But the game is fucking awful by like every stretch of the imagination. It is very blatantly not even finished. But yes, by all means, keep talking about 30 FPS as if that's the one singular thing wrong with it. Peter Ovo also had a nice zinger of a tweet. PlayStation zealots are inspecting every single detail of Redfall gameplay with a magnifying glass. And see, Peter, I was over here defending you in a previous video, so now you're just making me look like a fucking doofus. So stop doing that, please. But the thing about Redfall is that you really don't need a magnifying glass to see it. You can see it with the naked eye from like 500 yards away, because it's a gigantic steaming pile of dog shit. Like, look at this. How does this come out? How do you launch this? How is this real? You capped the game at 30 frames so you could really focus on all the details of the game world, and you forgot to program fucking stare animations? Are you kidding me? What is this? Arlen Marie says this week in video games is brought to you by Twitter, and then the fucking quit having fun meme. Because we're, you know, when you can't defend the thing that you like for no reason, you gotta make sure no one else is allowed to criticize it. I also love the idea that people pointing out things wrong with the game is somehow equated to them screaming at you to stop having fun. I've said it a million times, you're allowed to like things that aren't good. There's plenty of objectively not good things that I enjoy. But I'm also never going to stop people from criticizing them, and I'm never going to act oblivious when I'm like, what? Why are you criticizing The Amazing Spider-Man 2? I enjoy it, therefore it's great. What? How dare you criticize Call of Duty Infinite Warfare? I had fun playing it. So you must just be screaming at me when you point out the objective problems with it. It's just so childish and stupid, and I love how people are always like, ugh, Twitter is just like people yelling at you. No, Twitter is people just holding up shields and deflecting criticism of things for literally no reason. Which honestly I think is worse. I would much rather see people loudly giving criticism than people loudly deflecting criticism. Joseph Moron says, I'm rooting for Redfall. It sucks seeing folks share out-of-context pics and vids to fuel console war BS. Even if the game is poorly received, we gotta stop hanging on to aggregate scores as a sign of a good game. People spent years on these projects for your entertainment. That's right, the fact that it was worked on for years overrules the objective things wrong with it. And if you share pictures or videos of things wrong with it, well, you're just fueling console wars, buddy. You better get off the fucking internet. This is such a fucking joke. Like, why can't we just accept that Redfall is a piece of shit and we move on? You demand better and you move on. That's how this is fixed. You demand better, you don't play it, you don't buy it, you move on. If you're a diehard Xbox fan, you want Xbox to be better than PlayStation, to be better than Nintendo, you want Xbox to be the top dog. Why are you pitching your tent on top of Redfall instead of not buying Redfall and demanding better? Like, I don't understand this. You want Xbox to be the top dog, you want Microsoft to be the top dog, you want Xbox to dethrone PlayStation as like the big first party publisher. So why Are you not demanding better from the first party releases? Oh my god. It makes no sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. I don't get it. This game is fucking stupid, and the fact that people are refusing to demand better from Xbox after they just shat in your face for like 5 years straight. Like, when is the last time Xbox released a big AAA, highly marketed first-party game and it was actually good and it didn't have the word Forza in the title? Seriously, when was the last time? Stop accepting this or nothing will change. This is not hard to understand. If you want Xbox to be better, just suck it up. This game sucks. Demand better and move on. Or keep defending it and I'll keep making fun of you and I'll make money off of you. And actually, that's fine too. Cool. Toodles.